Okay, friends, this one is a trip. It's not a trip because it's some magical thing. I'm actually now at home. We got a podcast set up at the church facility there, and we don't need my gear anymore. So I got to set this up at my house. I'm back to my things. Now I have a little light here. Look at that. I can do this or I can do that. Either way, got a light above me. I'm here in what is sort of my home office, but really you don't look too far and you got Legos all over. So like right here, Lego car, Lego paddy wagon. We've turned what is my office into Lego stuff. So, anyways, balance is a joke. How are we going to go tackle this article? Well, I think there's a couple things you may want to know as you have heard it. Thing number one is, what was the class? I'll tell you what the class was. The class was at Dallas Seminary. It was World Missions 101. I took that. Man, I'd have to look at the syllabus. I took that sometime before spring 2009. The professor, here he is, Dr. Mark Young. There he is over there. Look at us just side by side being buddies right there. Dr. Young was the professor there, and then he went to Denver Seminary and was the president there, if you notice that. He was the president of a seminary from 2009 until 2024. Now, he's the chancellor, which means you kind of have a role advising and raising money and whatnot. And so he was the guy that said, balanced people have nothing to say. He kicked us out of class when we were not prepared for the conversation. He said, get out. I remember emailing him and arguing about him kicking us out of class. But there is something to a leader who would raise the bar on his students. In fact, it was so impactful for me that it challenged me up, and I ended up being a grader for him in a subsequent semester, and I failed a lot of people. So, with Dr. Young, he had that, and he had that quote, which led to the impetus of the article. Now, if you hear me, I'm like a little hoarse right now. I've had a thing where I'm just clearing my throat more than I'm not. I'm very sorry about that, guys. I've actually not recorded one of these articles in weeks. I had a bank of 6 scheduled, and now I had to catch up. I have 1 scheduled. This is the next one I have scheduled, and so I'll catch up some more now that I'm here at the house. But here was what I wanted to do with this article, is challenge the idea of balance, honestly. I don't want you to be burned out. I post that article down here. I don't want you burned out, but I do want you to be so enamored with what you think you should be about. And that could be wrong. I don't say do the wrong thing. I'm just going, know with clarity what's before you. And as you pursue it, you'll be okay. And I mean be okay in this sense. Like if you go after something that you know is the right thing for you to go after, then do it. Now, somebody's going to hear this and go, well, hold on. What about if they go after the wrong thing? Well, the other part is I trust. Now, for me, as a believer, I'm going to trust the Lord. He's going to correct that in me. He's going to bring other brothers and sisters into my life to correct that in me. But I trust that running after something is going to be good. And in fact, people who run after something with a zeal usually challenge the rest of us, which is why I end that article with let balance make you uncomfortable. Why? Because when you know what's before you and you know what you need to do, you'll put a lot of energy behind it. This is why, like, I don't like the phrase when I say to somebody, hey, I'm up at the office, and they'll go, well, go home. Why? Like, I have my family and I know my expectations, and they know, and so Courtney has absolute ability to say, hey, you need to be done. I have that capacity to say, I need to be done. I was at the office today and I said, no one was there. I just said, I need to be done. I need to go home. And so the concern is, what if you're imbalanced? I want to challenge us readers and livers to go, what if we are balanced? We are balanced. And we go, well, it's always like that. Hey, if you do this, but what about this? I want to talk about this high schooler. This high schooler is one of my boys. The high schooler that runs disc golf tournaments. He runs them and gets students and adults to go to his disc golf tournaments. He emails directors throughout the state. He'll email courses, course coordinators, churches if they have courses to try and get stuff at his, get tournaments run. He's run a whole league. He is becoming known as this kind of disc golf guy with his buddy Blake, who lives down in Clear Lake. And so I see that and I go, that doesn't seem super balanced, but it does seem to be doing something very good. And so what I would say is find that thing that puts the fire in your belly. And for each person, it's going to be different. So that was like my last challenge was don't let the fire be your measuring rod for somebody else, because that's where you can really get into trouble. And the trouble is when you say, this is what you need to be doing. And that actually might not be what that person needs to be doing. But once you know what your thing is and you can go after it, it does change people. Dr. Young changed me because he taught me that it's okay to have zeal for something and let that challenge others. And so that's really the hope I have in this article. And so that's why I did it. There you go. And from there, balance is a joke. Looking forward to writing some more here for you soon.